Hello, everyone. Welcome back to X-Plane 11. Once again, my name is jfavignano. Today, we're going to fly the 747-400, one of the default airplanes that comes with X-Plane 11. And we're going to fly from Detroit, and we're going to head directly west to Chicago O'Hare International Airport. Should be a good time. I have very little time in this airplane in X-Plane 11. However, I did fly it quite extensively in 10. With that said, if there's any modifications to the current default airplanes in X-Plane 11, I'm not using those, mainly because I want to fly the same thing you guys will directly out of the box, so maybe you can learn something along the way. Let's hop up into the cockpit and get started. Welcome aboard the 747-400, Queen of the Skies. Let's have a look here around the cockpit. I have all of my views all preset and ready to go. And let's see if we can remember how to even use it. I even have a wing view all preset. How about that? Looks very nice. And let's get started. I believe we're going to start on the overhead panel. Let's turn on the battery. First things first. Now, we do have external power available to us if we want to use that. I'm not really worried about that. First thing is first. We're going to turn our, turn off all of our fuel pumps here so we can get this, thing going here. That's good. APU. Yeah, let's start the APU. Is it starting? It is. I was like, are you going to start there, Mr. APU? Or are you just going to hang out there and do nothing? I don't know. We're going to turn all these bus ties on here. There's the lights all lighting up like that. I love it. I love it. APU gen is available there. Bam. We'll turn him on. 2 is not on yet. Not worried about that. I'm just going to click all of those guys. We're going to leave the hydraulics off for now and continue to set everything up. Storm lights, circuit head, panel lights, all that good stuff is all right here. Moving along, we have landing lights and all that good stuff. Don't need that. Window heat, we'll go ahead and turn those babies on. Not worried about the anti-ice right now. It's very cold, but there's not very many, There's not too many clouds out there, so I'm not really worried about picking up icing on the way out. With that said, that's good. There's the ignition. Here's how you start the engines right there. Everything's pretty automated in a 747 like this. So we turn the yaw dampers on, and what that does is it assists the airplane from rolling around too much and pitching in the, basically yawing left to right too much. Let's continue on down here. That looks good. That looks good. Zone reset, system fault. Well, that's probably not good. Probably not good at all. Let's turn our, we'll turn the isolation valves on here. APU can come on. And these are the engine bleeds here. Not really worried about those as of right now, since we're only going to be using the APU. The packs, I don't know if the packs are working in this one or not. We'll put them on normal, just in case. 3 packs in this airplane. And you can always reset the packs if you'd like. That looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and flip our logo light on. We'll turn the nav light on. And yeah, that looks pretty good. Fantastic. Yep. Now we should be coming to life here. And yes, we are. And you'll notice right here, sometimes this will not be ready to go. And you have to turn the brightness up right here. So if that is the case, just flip that baby up and you should be good to go. I don't know if they cleared this yet. They did, okay. That used to be broken to where you used to have to open this up and then hit the clear button, but it looks like they fixed it. I'm very happy to see that. Very, very happy to see that. Okay, all that looks really nice as the airplane is actually powered up and pretty much ready for our departure. We're gonna do 10,000 feet on our departure here. We're taking off a runway 4 right, so let's go ahead and flip this baby over. Okay, that's just that one, okay. So 040. Just in case. It's on auto bank. These are your different bank you can do. You know, you can move this to 5 all the way over to 25 and 30. We're gonna leave it on auto so the airplane goes, okay, that's not too much. Turn our flight directors on. Those look good to me. And let's get rid of the stuff that we don't need so much as the waypoint there. That data. We want the weather on, yeah, just in case. And you can see the winds are 347 at 20, so it's gusting pretty good, and it's a pretty strong wind, but we'll be okay on our departure. Anything else? Parking brake, of course, that needs to be set. We have to actually grab it and pull it. That's new for me. Okay, fantastic. Here's our seatbelt signs. They don't make any noise. That's really unsatisfactory. I can't speak today. That's okay, but we're just getting back into it. This is like the first video I've recorded since I got back from PAX, and man, just getting everything geared up for Flight Sim Con and getting my brain back into the Flight Sim world. Let's turn our fuel controls on to run, since, like I said, everything's pretty automated in this airplane. Outside of that, that looks good. I can't think of anything else we need. Maybe auto throttles. Now, one thing this does is we are in toga there, so take off, go around mode. You can click heading. It'll do heading select right there. And you can do altitude. You want to click the altitude. Sometimes in these 747s, you have to click in what you want. So like if you want this speed to be 200, well, we're going to do about 180 on departure, as I always do with default airplanes. Since they have a predetermined V1 speed and all that good stuff, you can't really change that. You click it usually and it'll be okay. Although the auto throttle is not armed and it doesn't want to be armed, I don't know what that's all about. I know some people have had some issues with the auto throttle in this airplane. We'll see if we have those problems as well. With that said, let's go ahead and start our little deal here. Now, if you don't have the yoke showing up in your airplane, you need to toggle it with a what is it, like a joystick button or something. You need to map to, it's like toggle visibility of the yoke. If you just type in yoke, it'll be there. But as you can see, we can turn them on and off. Really nice. I like it. Let's go to the flight plan here. We're going to be doing KDTW. Delta Tango Whiskey. Actually, what am I doing? I have this little preset here just for that. And that's so nice. And we're going to Chicago O'Hare, and the winds are directly out of the north, so we're going to be landing on the northern runways there. Is that not going to take it? What's your problem? Okay, this might be another problem where you have to do it like this. Yeah, you do. See, some parts of the FMC is still screwed up, so that's good to know. Let's do flight number 127. Let's just do this together on this. So we don't even have to look at that tiny ass little screen. How about that? We'll execute that. I'm fine with it. Departure and arrival. We are doing the Dunks departure out of here. So 4 right, runway 4 right. That's what it's going to be. And where are you, Dunks? Are you hanging out around here somewhere? You don't even show up. That's always good. When they don't show up, I love it. I think it's the Moon 7, to be honest. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, we're going to do the Moon 7. There it is. DKK. PMM. I want PMM. Is what I want. Which one are you? They changed it all on me. Nope. Cancel you. Not you. Gotta love this. Yeah, this is how you do it. You just blindly click on things until you see the right transitions you want. Oh, man. St. Clair 9. Nope. What are you doing to me here? Okay, let's go to the departure arrival page here. And we're going to actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's go to the leg, back to the flight. Shit. Start that over. Okay, so we're not going to be using a SID out of here. So let's go ahead and type in Dunks, since that's the first intersection we're going to want out of here. So we'll do Dunks, click it there, hit execute. We'll double check in the legs. Yep, we got Dunks right there. And we're going to go to PMM after that and do the Wind 8 into Chicago O'Hare. So we'll do PMM next. If we just put in PMM, yes, right there. That looks good. And now we can go to the departure arrival page. Since we're not using a SID out of Detroit, we're just going to do a direct to Dunks. Let's go to the Chicago O'Hare arrival. Actually, you know what we could have done? I'm not really worried about it. We could have done the the runway 4 right, so we wouldn't know which runway we're going to take off on, but I know, so it's going to be okay. Yes. Runways, runways, runways. Lots of them. We want to go to pretty much anywhere we can on the northern runway, so it's going to be ILS probably runway 4 right is what it's looking like for me. I don't know about you. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think we're going to go with that one. ILS 4 right. And we're doing the, like I said, Wind 8 arrival. So let's find Wind 8. There it is. Invalid. Gotta love it. This is the one where you have to cancel the mod there, and then you have to go Wind 8. Then we can choose ILS 4 right approach. And the transition, I'm not really worried about transition since we're going direct from PMM. I don't see any other. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, so we might have 2 of these in there. And ILS 4 right for Ron. That'll work. Execute you. Let's go to the legs page and clean it up. So Dunkston, PMM, yes. Like that. Execute you. You look good. And we have a disco there. It's going to be Ron. We want that over the vectors there. Execute you. And that's starting to look pretty good. So now we can go into plan mode here. And we'll step right through this together. So let's go ahead and do that. You can always click it right here, but we're just going to do it right here. A lot easier. Step through it. So there's DTW. There's going to be Dunks intersection. Then we go to Papa Mike. Then we go to Peyton. We go to Wind. And so on and so forth. It doesn't update. That's okay. Remember, this is beta software, so we're going to have some screw ups. So it didn't show us fire. It shows us Ernie now. I keep stepping through. It looks Poppy, Tubes, Vulcan. And then we make that turn there to the right. We'll be over here on Kirk and then Bam, Ron. And we'll be set up for the ILS runway 4 right approach. If we go miss, we'll continue on to Laird. And we'll hold at Laird, if that is the case. So that looks good to me. Pretty happy with that. We can go ahead and give you an LNAV. And the flight director is showing that. Let's do a vertical speed out of here. So let's go ahead and go vertical speed. And we'll go up. We're going to do, let's do about 1,800 feet per minute on our departure. I will be happy with that if that is the case. Anything else here? Nope. Can't think of it. We can go ahead and close you out. And we're pretty much ready to get on out of here finally. I know. Tell me about it. All right, so these are all good. Those are all good. We'll go beacon can come on. Actually, I think I have a fast view to look to the side here. Yep. Right there. So we can go beacon on. We want both. There we go. And we'll call Stephen Hawking, see if he's around. Hey, Stephen, you got a push cart down there for us? See if he does.
Sending push cart now.
Okay, appreciate it. All right, so he's going to come and give us a nice push. We're going to go ahead and release our brakes.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go. He's already there. I remember he was there before. I just couldn't remember. All right, so we're in run mode. So we're going to go 3. We're going to start our inboards and then we'll start our outboards. So let's go ahead and turn 3. There's 3 firing now. Although it's not doing anything. Do we have we don't have APU bleed or something like that going on here? Maybe that's what it is. Let's turn these engine bleeds on. Maybe you got to have those on as well. Oh, packs are on, duh. Maybe they are actually working in this airplane. I wasn't sure if they were or not, but we're about to find out. Yep, that's the problem. Okay, so good to know. This airplane actually has working packs. The 737 does not. So that's good to know. Let that sucker rise on up like that. It'll do it automatically. You can actually do multiple starts on a 747. You could just like click 2, 3, 4, whatever you wanted until it all fired up. We're just going to let that sucker level out here. That looks good. Wait for that light to extinguish. Let's go ahead and start engine 2. And once that's good, we'll be golden. We can move these things over to the gens on those guys, and then we'll start our outboard engines. How about that? All right, we got 2 good engine starts. We can go ahead and flip our hydraulics over to auto here. Turn those babies on. We don't want any lights. We want no lights at all. Yeah, these are showing orange because we don't have any those engines turned on right now. So that is fine with me. Let's go ahead and start engine number 4. All right, engine 4 is online. Let's go ahead and start engine number 1. All right, we have 4 good engine starts. Let's go ahead and clean it all up now. Waiting for this one to come online. Nope, I guess it's not fully up yet. Turn that guy off. We can actually kill our APU now. And let's check out the overhead panel here. Packs can come back on. And engine bleeds are looking good. APU bleed comes off. We are ready to taxi down to runway 4 right. So let's go ahead and do exactly that. All right, on a taxi out, let's go ahead and go flaps 10 Normally you would do flaps 20 on a 747-400 on a medium style, you know, like length runways. Runway. I tell you, I can't speak. I just can't speak today. But we have a pretty long runway with runway 4 right, so we're just gonna do flaps 10 today. One thing with this airplane is you'll notice it looks like you might be going off into the grass, but you're not. Don't worry about it. You have to really swing that nose way out wide with this 747. All right, let's go ahead and go. Auto brakes can be set to RTO. There they are right there. We'll go left. There we go. Looks good. We'll double check our trim. Should be right around 6 units or so. So we'll go down a little bit. I'll do about right there. I'll be happy with that one. And I had to go into my options and make sure that these were set to throttle. I had it set to 1 and 2, so that's why you're seeing me just taxi on runway, just engines 1 and 2. So that was my fault. I'm used to it set up to the 737. All right, we are pretty much ready to go here. Let's go ahead and turn our strobe and all that good stuff on here. Let me do that right now. Strobe comes on, wing light comes on. We are ready to get on out of here. A little bit more of a turn, and we're pretty much ready for a straight on departure out of here. So we'll turn our landing lights on, as well as those. And come on as well. And let's line up on runway 4 right here. Ready to go flying. I see the flight director. We're gonna pitch for that 1,800 feet per minute. And I'm interested to see if it's gonna actually show up on the PFD V1 speed based on our weight and all that stuff. It should. I do know that it shows the VREF. All right. Let's rock and roll. Let's go ahead and add that power. Don't think this has a working toga. We're gonna add our takeoff power. Takeoff power is set. Ooh, hello, buddy. Look at that. That wind. Gotta keep that aileron into the wind there. That was my fault. Yep, there's V1. And rotate. Nice and smooth. She came right off the ground just like that. Gear up. We have our positive rate. Man, that is a gusty departure. Not gonna lie. Go and make our turn off here to the west. We'll bring our flaps in as we need it. We'll get closer to those placards there. I do like how it shows you the red tape on it there. That's really nice. We'll have to watch that takeoff here. All right, let's go ahead and dial in 250 on this guy. See if our auto throttles will actually work. I don't know if they're going to. No, it looks like it did. Very nice. Okay, and let's go ahead and turn autopilot on. Ooh, that's a hell of a bank with that auto. Talk about getting the passengers sick. My lord, people. Yeah, that auto bank, we're gonna change that. Yes, we are. I don't like that auto bank. We'll put it in the middle. Make it nice and docile. There we go, there we go. It's not as crazy like that. And we're cleaning up the airplane. We're at 250 knots, 5,100 feet, climbing for 10,000. Let's go ahead and increase our vertical speed on up. About 2,200 feet per minute. We have plenty of power to do that. As we climb out of the Detroit area, right over these clouds. 7,100 feet there. Airplane is completely cleaned up at this time. Auto brakes, we can go ahead and turn those guys off. I don't think you can put this landing gear in the off position. We'll try. I don't see a gear light for it, so I think it's going to be okay in the off position. Coming up on 10,000 feet. Let's keep on going on up. On up to flight level 340. We'll click that. It should take the new altitude. Let's see if it does. Vertical speed. On up you go. On up you go. Let's continue up at about 2,000 feet per minute. And we're going to increase our speed to 290 knots here. Might see the engine's firewall. They love doing that. Yeah, even in the red. Gotta love it. Great job, auto throttles. Follow the 250 for now. That looks good. And LNAV, are you doing your thing? I guess you are. I guess you're going to turn soon enough. What is this map doing? Are we still in plan mode? Yeah, we are. We're not in map mode. That's why. Okay. I was wondering what the hell was happening here. I was like, that doesn't look right. But now you can see just how left the airplane has to be to track that 300 because we have the winds at 26 knots hitting us on the right side there. And how are we looking there? That looks good. 250. It's climbing. Yep, 2,000 feet per minute. 290 knots. Fantastic. We'll clean up the airplane, so we'll turn our landing lights off. We're above 10,000 feet now. I don't know what that's all about. It's like clicks and says no, no. See? What is that? I don't know. Everything else looks pretty good though, from what I can tell. On up to flight level 30 today with 30,000 feet. I like the altitude selector in this airplane. It's a lot faster. That's pretty good. I'm just gonna go ahead and set flight level 30 in there. We're gonna be above 18,000 feet soon enough, and once we are, we're gonna go ahead and hit standard on that guy, so we'll be out of that local altimeter. And there's our first turn coming up here. We're almost at Dunks intersection. Now, this airplane does not tell us how many minutes and or how far away we are. We just kind of have to go off of this, I guess, which is kind of sad, but I'm used to the 737, man. That's what it is. All right, we're just about to come up on 18,000 feet right here. Let's go ahead and look at the MCP panel. And we're going to hit standard right when we hit 18 right there. Boom, now we're in standard mode. Look at the drop there in pressure. And we're almost, yeah, there it is, 18,000 now. So that's good stuff. And we'll continue our way on towards Chicago. We're just about over Dunks intersection, and we go to Paul. Go to Papa Mike. I get my two phonetics all messed up. There's the turn right there. I like this bank angle a lot more than the one that was set to auto. That was a little crazy, you know? All right, I've got the vertical speed at about 1,000 feet per minute right now. We're just about to hit 30,000 feet here, our flight level for today. And let's have a look at the good old FMS here. We've got 51 miles there to Papa Mike. 50 now, and then we go to Peyton, and we go to wind, and then we go to fire. So then the biggest thing is we're going to be going through all of this, and then we get to Ron. Ron, we need to cross at 11,000 feet there, so we're going to keep an eye on that. Keep in mind that a lot of these Chicago arrivals, and if you joined me on my live stream yesterday, you'll see how much of a pain it was. A lot of these have a lot of intersections next to each other, as you can see here, but they are not as low of altitude as you would normally be used to. So as you can see, 11,000 at Ron. So we're going to keep an eye out on that. Probably after Peyton and all that good stuff, we'll kind of coordinate from there. But right now we are at our flight level. Let's go ahead and switch this baby over into Mach mode. And let's get it to a Mach 0.82. That'll work right there. And we can flip our passenger signs to, or the seatbelts at least, to off. People can move around the cabin all they want. What the hell are these engines doing? This auto throttle system, man. Definitely needs a little bit of work, that's for sure. But not too terribly long before we get to Papa Mike. About 42 miles now. All right, while we are at cruise, let's go ahead and open this guy up so we can start planning our arrival. We got the index here, arrival data. Here it is, ILS 4 right approach. Going to be 110.1 in the frequency for that guy. For our navs, these are in-op, that's good to know. All right, we're just over the big lake right now, and that is Illinois over that way. So let's go ahead and get ready for our arrival. We're almost to Peyton. We're 17 miles out to Peyton right now, and then we start our way down that little whole corridor and leg there. We need to make Ron at 11,000 feet. So we're actually going to start down 11,000 now. So let's go ahead and change this guy over to 250. And we'll also start our way down. So we'll go to 11,000 feet on the MCP here. 11,000. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Vertical speed's going to be down. We'll start down at about 1,200 feet per minute for now. And let's get everything set up for our arrival. Let's click on the FMS page here. And now we can go to the index and go to arrival data. Here we go. ILS-4 right approach is going to be an elevation of 661, bearing 045 on the course. And I think we're going to have to enter that in the actual FMS ourselves. And frequency of 110.1. Good to know. Do we have nav radio here? Do we have a nav rad page? Yes, we do, but it doesn't show up on this guy. That's interesting. Well, maybe so you can see what you had in here before, so that's good to know. All right, let's go ahead and click this guy over here. ILS is at 111.5, and that is incorrect. We want 110.10. 110 point. This is very strange using two FMSs like this. Will that change it? No, that will not change it. Maybe we can't have that open at the same time. No? Go to ILS here. Nothing. VOR. I mean, that's what we would want. Here's the course set, but I'm not sure how we're going to set that in here or not. Oh, you can move it like this. Okay, so now we understand. 110.10. So let's do that. 110 and then 10 for you. This is very strange. I've never used it like this. And that's going to be a course of 045. So let's go ahead and do that as well. Oh, other way. Yep, you can use your mouse scroller. That's kind of cool. 3, 4. Come on, we're close to it. 2, 6, 5. Oh, and it doesn't do it for both? That's cool. Well, that ought to do it. 110.10. I think that'll be just fine. All right, so that's good. And now we're going to be making our left turn here, right over the lake. Look at that. You can even see the ocean. You can see the waves. Yeah, we're over the ocean, Jeff. Okay, what we got here? Back to the legs page. If you're wondering how the radios work, that's how it works. It's kind of jank. But hey, you know what? It did its job. At least I think it did. If we go on the NavRad. Yeah, 110.10. Well, it should have. Let's see. Legs. Wind, Fire, Ernie, and Poppy. And then we want to cross Ron at 11,000. So we got a little bit more to go. Looks like it's a 31 trip to Ron from BAM, possibly. So I'm going to just keep it at about 1,200 feet per minute right now. And continue our descent to 11,000 feet. All right, nice gentle turn here to the left. As now we are headed to Poppy. And then Tubes, Vulcan, Kirk, and so on and so forth. Remember, Ron's coming up, so 30, 40, what else we got? Previous page, 50-something miles left to go. We're at 20,000 feet. We're easily going to make that. And we're just cracked at about 800 feet per minute on our descent. I turned on some cockpit lights because I'm assuming it's going to be an evening arrival into Chicago O'Hare. I'm not sure how fast that sun is going to go down. But I just want to have lights just in case so we can see perfectly fine. We open up our map here. We're on the 20-mile thing. You can see our arrival right now. So we've got a little bit to go. Remember, we got to cross Ron up there at 11,000 feet, and then we're pretty much on that arrival for the ILS runway 4 right approach. All right, there's 18,000 feet. We're pretty much in range, so let's go ahead and start. 3030 is the altimeter here, so let's go ahead and get that guy off of that mode. Come on, you want to go off of that mode, don't you? Nope, click it out of that mode. Oh, okay, I see. Now it's in HPA mode. Why? Well, because it needs to be on inches, that's why. Okay, good to know. Let's go to 3030 on that. Beautiful. And have a look at our placard speeds for flap limits. Flaps 1 at 280 knots, flaps 5 at 260, and so on and so forth. We are at 280 now, so we're going to slow down to 250. I know I initially started the descent at 250, but I remembered, oh, you know what? We have a lot of time in between these points, so we might as well slow the airplane down. So let's get down to 250 knots as we are just about to hit Kirk. And then we have a little bit of a stint before we get to Ron at 11,000 feet. We should have the airport in sight off to our left. I think that's it right down there, actually. Yep, pretty sure that's O'Hare right there. Yep, that is. So as you can see, this arrival is kind of weird. You kind of come over here and then way out and around and then line up for runway 4 right. So that is what we are doing right now. Once we get to 10,000 feet, we'll be okay. Just kind of monitoring this, you know, adding a little bit more vertical speed when we need to make sure we cross Ron at 11,000 feet, and then it's going to be Deegan at 8,000 and so on and so forth on the arrival. C5,000, 2,200 at Napier, and that's probably going to be our final approach fix there. So 2,200 till we are established in a localizer for the ILS approach. A little update before we get to Ron intersection. We're just about to cross over Kirk here, and then we'll be headed to Ron. Winds are 36016. 10 statute miles of visibility, scattered at 4,900 feet. Altimeter 3031, that all looks good. And the visibility is looking pretty good as well. So, and like I said, you know, 10 statute miles of visibility. We're not going to have any issues there. I thought we might be running into some snow or something up here, but doesn't look like that's going to be the case for us. All right, fantastic. We are 28 miles from Ron right now. We're at 12,400 feet. We're going to make 11,000, no problem. And then we will continue on down and pretty much be ready to intercept the ILS for 4 right. Let's go ahead and slow this airplane down to 210 knots. We are just about to Ron here, and it's going to be a nice turn to the left to get an intercept heading. Just want to make sure we're not going too fast for that. All right, well, the autopilot screwed up. I could not get the ILS to pick up at all, so we're just going to kind of hand fly this guy in. I'm slowing down now, about 195 knots or so. We're at flaps 10, and I am turning right now to join back on the LNAV line, and we should have enough visibility for a visual approach. I think that's the airport right off our nose up there, those lights in the distance. So let's continue our way down to 2,200 feet. And we'll go from there. Winds have been pretty gusty so far, about 18 knots, and they gust up to about 22 or so. So we'll see if that's going to be a factor on this landing. I've got the speed brakes armed, I think. I think they are. I pulled them back just a smidge, so hopefully they'll deploy. If they don't, then I don't know what to tell you. I might have to manually do it if they don't do it themselves, so we'll keep that in mind. Okay, I do not want to be at 3,400 feet. I'll be down to about 2,200 here, where we're supposed to be on the ILS at least. Let's go ahead and go flaps 10, 20. Yep. And we'll put the gear down. Gear's coming down. We're doing a flaps 30 landing here, so you're watching out. Now we have numbers there. I don't know if it's going to give us the VREF or not. That's going to be the true test here. All right, we got the gear down. Can we do any of these guys? Nope. Nope. Just broken forever. Okay, great. Don't know what that's about. Flying beta software, man. That's what it does. Add that power in here. We're at 3,300. We get down to 2,200 here. Actually, I'm kind of going off of these lights, so... Man, look at the plane getting thrown around left and right here. It shows that we're low on the approach from this path. But once we get to 2,200, we'll intercept those white lights and fly it down. Sometimes you got to improvise whenever the autopilot's not working. And as we were turning there from towards Deegan, the airplane never wanted to pick up Deegan, I think because the winds were so great. And then we had to reload X Enviro. And then after that, it was just a mess. So once I started my turn, I just was trying to get it to work. It didn't. So we have to do it by hand. Not a big deal. It can be done. I think we've got 2 red, 2 white, what it looks like about right there. We do have some green numbers here on the MFD, and it's showing 10 and 20. I'm wondering if those are the flap speeds. So we're going to be doing a flap 30 landing here. So let's go and go flaps 30 here in a moment. A moment's notice. I think we're going to be a little too high here. So let's start. There's flaps 25. Okay, I think that little green number there for the 25 is showing us this VREF speed. Did that say VREF right there, I think? Yes, it does. 25 VREF. Okay, I got you. So that's pretty cool. It does tell you what the VREF is based on your weight and all that stuff. We're pretty much on the glide slope right now as it stands. Using some trim here. We have our VREF speed at about 160. You have to keep an eye on that speed brake. I don't trust it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't trust it. And see if we can get this baby down. Ooh, man, the winds are gusting up there. Look at that. We got about 20 knots or so. And I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but in a 747, that's a lot of wind to deal with, man. Not gonna lie. Let's go flaps 30. This is a kind of a... 4 right's not a very long runway. Looking good right now. Look at those rabbit lights off to the left there. That's pretty cool. All right, right on VREF, looking good. Keeping that speed up where it needs to be. We're at 2,600 now, but we're right on the glide slope, looking good. Look at how much play you got to do with the airplane here to keep it in a straight line with those gusting winds. And another reason why I like X-Plane a lot over FSX or Prepared or anything like that is the challenge these landings give you, especially in high wind situations and crosswinds and so on and so forth. All right, let's let this thing settle on down here. That's looking nice. Got one red light. Oh, the city just popped on all their street lights. Got to see it all at one time there. All right, buddy. Keep on coming down. Yep, keep on coming down. We want that next red light here on the Pappy. There's 1,000 below. 2,200. Or almost. That's just what it's reminding me of. Even though the autopilot was acting like absolute garbage on the way in. There's our glide slope. Looking good. Add that power in a little bit here. 1,000. Woo, we are fighting some winds here, baby. We are fighting some winds here. Let's go a little bit more to the left. Let that wind carry us to the right. It's what's known as a crab into the wind. And what we do is once we get closer to the runway, we'll kick out that crab with our right rudder. And we should be good to go here. Looking very nice on the VREF speed. Keep an eye on that speed brake. I don't have a light or anything that says arm on it, so not even sure if it's going to work on us. Woo! That wind is pushing us pretty good now. Maybe a little bit more to the left. 500. Remember, we're pretty high up in this 747, so gotta remember that. Add a little more power. We get closer to that VREF. Don't want to drop out of it. 400. We're a tad high. That's okay. I'd rather be high than low here with a high wind situation. Oh, the winds are kicking pretty good there. About 21 knots there. Something like that. 200 above. Woo! Hang on to her, baby. We're good. Once we get closer. 100 above. Pretty much in the round out now. A little bit of right rudder here. 20, 10. About right there, baby. Come on. And we are down. Yep. Let her come on down. Speed brakes didn't do anything. Woo! Look at all that. Reversers. We're in reverse mode. Yes. They're open. Speed brakes never open. Look at that. Gotta love it, man. Thanks a lot. Let's hit the brakes here. Look at the wind. Look at the wind. Reversers. Turn them off now. Oh, man. Look how much wind that is. It wants to, like, pick up the whole left wing. We're all right, though. We're all right. Is the ARTA brakes still on, I think? Yeah, I think they are. Let's go to off. Disarm. That'll work, too. Are you still in reverse mode? Yeah, you were. Okay. Now the speed brakes go forward when we do that. That's good to know. Whew. Never a dull moment, man. That was a hell of a landing. What is it doing? Is it not wanting to go? Is it the auto brakes doing us a favor here? No, okay. Just needed a little bit more power. Just needed a little bit more power. Unless we blew out tires or something. What's going on here? Nope, we're good. Oh, those look like flat tires, don't they? Those look like flat tires. I wouldn't be surprised. Unless it's just the scenery. I think the scenery thinks we're in the dirt. Either way, let's go ahead and clean up the airplane and we'll watch that replay. Look at that windsock right there. I should just tell you right there how crazy it was. All right, yeah, that was pretty interesting landing, that is for sure. Let's go ahead and start this APU up. We have that ready to go. Okay, I think we got out of the fake grass there. I think it might be a scenery issue with X-Plane 11 we're dealing with here, while why the middle gear are dragging in the ground, because on the replay it was a pretty soft landing for, you know, the given conditions. However, I don't believe X-Plane simulates tire blowouts. And it didn't look like it would have been that bad, to be perfectly honest with you. All right, let's go ahead and clean up the airplane, bring all the flaps up, speed brake is forward, all that good stuff. I don't think we can turn our taxi light on. I think it's still broken, right? Nope, it's working now. Good to know. Turn those landing lights off. Don't need those anymore. We're going right over there where those other international flights are located. We're gonna park right over in there. That's the idea here, at least. Are we gonna get out of this jumpy stuff? I think we might be out of it now. Doesn't seem to be dragging its feet as much, although maybe not. Maybe it's still doing it. It's not auto brakes, right? Auto brakes are fine. They're on disarm. Let's put them on off. Maybe that's what it is. Nope. Still seems to be something weird about the contact with the runway. Maybe we did blow tires out. Hard to say. Hard to say. I would not put it past it. That's for damn sure. Alright, that's our spot we're going to be going to. Let's go and turn our strobe light off. Don't need that on anymore. And the wing light can come off as well. We've got our guys inside over there, right where that push cart is, the push truck is. So we can go ahead and turn off these guys as well, and the taxi light, and pull in right here. Maybe we do have a blown out tire, man. I mean, I don't think X-Plane 11 simulates that, but maybe they added it. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. Because only the middle ones are the ones that are bouncing around. I don't know if you saw that. Very strange. Very strange indeed. But we'll find out soon enough, won't we? There's our marshal. Does our marshal actually animate? I think he might work. We'll start turning this baby like this. We need a lot for that, aren't we? Yes, we are. Don't mind the bouncing with the blown out tires. Look at that guy. He is getting places today. Yeah, no working marshaller, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Man, look at that. That is ridiculous. I don't know if the if the tires are blown, or if it's those inboard ones, or if it's just the you know, beta being beta. That's probably a good bet right there. Beautiful. Go ahead and pull the parking brake out. We can go APU gen on, and we can kill these engines. I can turn the beacon light off as well. Where you at? Right there. Bam. Straight off. Oh, okay. You're just gonna brake. You're just okay. You're just gonna brake. Oh man. Beta. Seatbelt signs. Well, we never put them back on, so who cares? Keep them on off. I had too much to deal with the airplane on this one, so. It's a beta. It needs some work. That's for damn sure. I don't think it's ready for public release with the bugs that it does have. What is wrong with that Aer Lingus? I guess it's covered in snow. Yeah. Oh, they're all covered in snow. About to get de-iced. Okay. Well, anywho, that's going to do it for this one, guys. I will see you in the next video. Take care. And look at that. At the very top right, it says tire blown. I'll be damned. X-Plane 11 does simulate tire blowouts. We blew those middles out. It was just, I guess, from the crab angle we had going into the into the runway there. But man, I mean, it was a pretty difficult landing, if I do say so myself. So yeah, we'll have maintenance come out and look at those. This guy over here is just stuck walking in place forever. But oh man, what a crazy one.